Did you ever think you would die at your job? I walked into the break room on a normal, mundane Tuesday morning to see Todd. He was always the quiet one that made really dark jokes that only he thought were funny. I always went out of my way to be nice to him because I felt bad for the guy. He sat alone at lunch. He didn't have any friends, and all the girls gossiped about him smelling bad. He saw me, smiled, and said, "Can I share a secret with you?" He hadn't ever said very much to me, which made that question super weird, but I figured I'd enlighten him. "Sure. Can I whisper it in your ear?" Now we were venturing into creepy land, and I really didn't want him to be that close to me, so I said, "How about you just tell me from there?" He shook his head and said, "No, there are surveillance cameras everywhere and they pick up sound. Come on, it's an awesome secret, I promise." I didn't know what to say. He leaned close to me anyway and whispered, "Did you ever think you would die today?" Then he opened his bag and showed me a small submachine gun. I was horrified and was hoping that maybe it was fake, so I asked, "Is that real?" He nodded yes with a manic excitement and said, "Answer my question." I responded, "No, I did not think of dying today." He said, "You probably should have, because every single person here, all 27 of you, will meet their death." He pulled the submachine gun out, and before he could aim it at me, I took off running out of the break room at breakneck speed. He chased me out into the hallway, and I ducked down as I ran, thinking that he might take a shot, so I better be a moving target. I took a hard right down another hallway and heard him gaining speed behind me. I never thought for a second I would be running for my life from a madman at my office, a place I loved. I turned another corner, then quickly rushed into a janitor's closet, locked it, pulled out my phone, and called 911. All I could barely get out was, "Gunman at my office. Please help." The door started getting bashed in. I started frantically searching the closet for any kind of sharp object. I found nothing but paint cans and paper towels. I was trapped. The door was getting smashed in and the lock was breaking. Boom! He busted in and I froze. I wanted to cry and I said, "Please don't. I was always nice to you." He responded, "That's why I didn't shoot you first. But now that you tried to run, I'm gonna make you my human shield." He turned me around and shoved me out into the hallway that led to the cubicles. All of the other workers sat at their desks and stopped everything they were doing. Several people gasped. I was terrified. He could just shoot me in the back of my head and I would just see darkness. What would I feel if that happened? There was so much in life I still had to do. I wanted to tell my wife and my 10-year-old girl that I loved them one more time. I wanted to tell my brother that I forgave him for being a jerk to me his whole life because he had so much regret about bullying me as a kid. I wanted to travel more and worry less. Todd fired a few rounds up into the ceiling. The shots popped off like fireworks, busting my eardrums. I heard a ringing and random screams and indecipherable words. I had to do something. I couldn't just let the guy shoot my coworkers. I knew their families, their little kids. I sprung towards him, not really knowing what I was doing or how I was doing it. I got lucky and managed to trip him, which made the submachine gun fall to the ground. I pinned down his wrist that held the gun, which gave just enough time for 3 of my larger, tougher coworkers a chance to rip the gun out of his hand. Then they proceeded to stomp this dickhead with thunderous kicks and vicious blows. People took their turns running up and stomping the living hell out of him. Bones crunched. Organs got damaged as he tried to cover up in agony. The cops rushed in and took him away. My coworkers held each other and cried. It's a miracle that no one was shot. That day could have gone a whole lot worse. He got sentenced to life in prison, and I started taking self-defense classes.